Cynthia here, welcome back. Today I'm working on a 12 by 12 process layout using these three photos. Now they're not quite three 6 by 4 photos. I've taken these photos off a friend's Facebook feed, I think it was, and she had already cropped them down to this size, so I just ran with it. So each one is slightly smaller than 4 inches tall, but they all are 6 inches wide. So I've just gone through the papers from my April Kitaholic kit and chosen these two here. So this one here is an absolutely gorgeous paper, and it's from the Chamel Little by Little collection, and it's absolutely a beautiful paper. Now what's it called? It could be called Cultivating Joy, and I'm going to use this paper to mount my photos on. So you can see here that I chose an corner of the paper where I'd have the most flowers in the background, and I'm going to fussy cut those out and use them, if not on this layout, certainly on another layout. So just sticking my photos, I've mounted the three photos just on a plain white copy paper, just to hold them all together and to give a little border around the photos. So I've trimmed them out, and I'm going to make this layout more of a central vertical design. So these photos are going to go smack bang in the middle of the first piece of paper that I had, but let's go through all of them again just to double check I've got the right paper. And yes, I go back to that paper. A couple of reasons I've chose that black splotchy paper. One, I'm trying not to go with anything that's too girly, I guess, because it has got the guys on there as well. And also on this particular day that we got together, it was raining. So I thought it kind of represented rain as well. So I pull out this paper as well. And now this one is, I believe this paper's a Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams, and it's possibly the keepsake piece of paper. And once again, I cut out the middle section there just to make my paper last a little bit longer. Lay that down there. So these photos are of my mother's group. So we just got together recently to celebrate 8 years of togetherness, knowing each other. So all of our first lot of kids are all turning 8 this year. Obviously all within a 6-week period, I think it is. So, and I don't know if you in America actually have mothers groups, but here in Australia they, when your baby, your firstborn's firstborn, the social workers, the hospitals, the district nurses, whoever it may be, put together small groups of new mums, and you meet up with a social worker for the first 6 weeks. I think once a week you meet up and you just talk about how things are going. But at the end of our 6 weeks, my mother's group, we all kept in touch, and we're all sort of live within a half hour of each other, and we see each other on a pretty regular basis. Some of our kids all go to the same school and so forth. So this is us catching up for the 8th year we get together. So that's us girls on the top, and then in the middle is the dads, and then down the bottom are all the kids plus the additionals, where some of us had their second child. It's not quite all of us here, so a couple of the mothers have moved to different countries or to another state, so we don't get to see them much anymore, which is a bit sad, but the rest of us catch up on a pretty regular basis. And there are a couple of dads that are not there and a couple of children that are not there on the in the photo, as well, as they had gone home before we thought, oh, let's take a group photo. So I'm just going through the Maggie Holmes ephemera pack and pulling out some pieces. So this is a ephemera pack from the Chasing Dreams as well. So I'm pulling out some pieces that I think might go well with this layout. As you saw, I fussy cut out those flowers and have put them in the top right hand corner. And now I'm just going to go and balance out the layout by putting some stuff down in the bottom right, left hand corner. Did I say all that right? If not, you know what I mean. Top right, bottom left. So I fuss around with this layout down here a fair bit. One is I've got a couple of little kids right there in the corner, so I'm trying not to put anything over top of their heads, because that probably wouldn't be nice. And I'm also trying not to make it all too flowery. Because I have that circle element down there in the bottom left, I think that I should also balance that off by putting a circle element up the top as well. So I fluff around here for a while, trying to find the right piece. Just realised here that I have a piece of glue sticking out from around the edge, so I thought I might just be able to roll it off. You know, sometimes you can sort of make it roll up and peel off, but no, all I did was made it quite grotty. So it's all got to come back up and shift over a smidge, which means it's not quite centered in that paper now, but I think by the time I put all the elements on, you don't really notice that. How has everyone been? Everyone been well? Managed to get in and do a little bit of scrapping, of art journaling, whatever it is that you like to do. Did you all have a good Easter? So this layout is going up. Oh, well, I would imagine it'll probably go live maybe a week and a half after Easter. So I hope you've all managed to get away and have a little bit of a break over Easter and had a Easter bunny came. Excuse me. So these stickers here come in the kit, and I've decided I'll pull out that 8 and use it in on the layout. Whereas these green alphas here weren't a part of the kit, but I decided that I'd pull them in. That and a green washi that I decided to add to this kit as well. So a couple of reasons. One, even though most of the time the kit's got enough in it to be able to make the layouts, I think I need to start using a bit of my stash, because I've only recently started getting kits. This is probably maybe 6 months, if that. So I try to make sure each month I use the kit up totally, but things like the stickers and washi tapes and stuff like that, obviously I can't use all up, the alpha stickers I mean, so I'm going to try to carry them over from one kit to the next, or if they don't match, I just might pull one from my stash and add them. So what have I been doing? You saw that I've shuffled some pieces around here, there and everywhere, and I've now decided to add that 8 to the middle of that rosette. Is that what they're called? Or that ribbony type of thing? And I've fussy cutting some flowers out to go around that. And I think I also pull out one of the tags in a minute as well and sort of add that to the cluster there. So still looking to see how I can just make this look right. So really fussy cutting out these small flowers. Decided that, well, I'm going to use them all up. So I've left all this process in so you could see how it all goes together. Even cutting out some of those little leaves there. So try not to waste any of the paper. I only get the main kit of each month of the kits, so I've got to make sure I use my papers wisely. So I've put all those down. I'm quite liking the way this is looking, but as I said, I do really want to add that other circle element up to the top right, so I fiddle around with that for a while. So on that rosette, I pull out these alphas here and go on to spell out my title, and I really didn't know what to call this. Obviously I don't have a lot of space to be able to put a nice big title, and I thought friendships, but I thought, I'm pretty sure I've done that one 1,000 times before. So mother's group, no, certainly used that one before as well on some layouts. I can't use that. So in the end I decided to just go with lasting friendships. Nothing too original. I'm trying to get these little dots of the eyes to stick down. Don't really know how. I see everyone use the baking paper or the this type of paper to line up their alphas, but it never works for me. They just slide all over the place. So obviously you must have different type than me, because the stickers just don't stick to them at all. And there they go, all slipping and sliding around. But it's enough to give me an idea of how big it's going to be and how much space it's going to take up. Using the hot glue to glue everything in place. A couple of reasons I like the hot glue. One is it's nice and quick and easy. And two, I also use it at times just to add height and dimension. So like with these leaf pieces there, I will put a sort of big blob underneath. So one, it will glue it down, and two, it will sort of give it a bit of dimension at the same time. Peeling off the sticky backing off this one and putting it down. And just going to tuck all those other little pieces back in and around. And obviously it's not this layout that I add one of the tags to, which I thought I did. It must be the next layout I do. So as you see, my back is really cut and pasted together. So I pull out a piece of paper to cover all the back up. I thought I might just be able to use a scrap, but it's not going to be big enough. So I just grab a cardstock that I know I just won't use and cover up the back to hold it all together. Going to put 8 years around this rosette just here. Oh, what did I say? Oh yes, 2017, 8 years. and that getting reasonably close to the end. Now I do actually tuck a tag in to the side. I decide that I probably should try to write the people's names that are actually in this photo. So I do a bit of hidden journal and tuck it in under there as well. So on the back of that, I'll write the mothers, the fathers and the kids that are in the photo. And do the last finishing touches, couple of butterflies, couple of enamel dots, and that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this process. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, want to know anything, leave a comment and I will make sure I reply to you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Once I finish putting these last little bits down. I will anyway. Okay, that's it. Thanks again. Bye.